Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Retro Card Iron Man Wave. And I'm very excited to review these figures for you guys. Now, I did not pick up the whole wave. I did find the whole wave at my local Target. Just, budgeting and money-wise, I wasn't able to pick up the whole wave. I've been buying figures left and right this last past month, and my budget is starting to dry up. So I had to pick out the ones that I really wanted from this wave. I do want the whole wave again. Again, budgeting and money saving problems. I had to go down to the top 3 that I wanted from this wave. Eventually I will go back and pick up those figures. I think they're going to be around for a while, except for these 3. I think these will probably be the most popular from this wave, especially that She-Hulk. I went to 3 separate Targets and each one of them had the whole wave except for She-Hulk. The first 2 Targets, She-Hulk was gone. It wasn't until that third Target that I went to that finally I was able to find her. And yeah, these should be hitting your local Targets now. I will show the barcode here in a second. They're not in the system yet. If you look them up on your phone or try to find them on the Target app, you're not going to be able to find them. But if you get a picture of that barcode and you show an employee and they scan it, they'll be able to tell you if they have them in the back or not. So I'll do that here in a second. They all share the same UPC, so you only need one barcode for the whole wave. It won't be, distinct UPC numbers or DPCI numbers for each of these figures. They all have the same UPC since they are a retro card wave. But yeah, I'm going to hate opening up these retro cards. I do not care for retro cards whatsoever. I'm an open collector. I'm not a mint and box collector. But these retro cards are nice, man. I really like how they made them. They're huge. They're very big, huge, chunky retro carded figures. But yeah, I'm going to hate opening them. But I am a out-of-box collector, and I'm not becoming a mint on-box collector anytime soon. Let's just get a quick look at one of the packagings because they are pretty much the same thing, just with the character's name and pictures, slightly different according to whichever figure comes in the packaging, obviously. You get this huge Iron Man retro card wave. You get the figure here with a window and all the accessories. You get the Iron Man logo up there. A very nice image of that modular Iron Man right there. Iron Man model number 20. On the back, you get the little gimmick that shows that you can have interchangeable pieces and accessories. Get a read-up right there on Iron Man. Put that sideways. If you want to pause that now and read it, you can do so. On the bottom, you get a whole bunch of warnings and people that worked on this figure. Hasbro. You get the the barcode right there. So if you want to screenshot that now, you can do so. And just have one of your local Target employees scan that. Remember, if you're nice to the employees, man, for the most part, they will help you find these figures. Just be nice, man. They're workers. There's no reason for you to be rude to these employees. Just be kind and they'll help you out. So yeah, pretty simple packaging, but it is very pretty. I will say this card back feels really, really nice and thick. And there goes my light trying to fall over. But yeah, again, love the packaging. I hate to open it, but I want to play with my toys. Now getting a quick look at all the figures from this wave. I want to go from my least favorite to my most favorite. No, not least favorite. I want to say the ones that I was least excited about to the most excited. And this one is obviously the Mark 20 Iron Man. Not saying that I wasn't excited about this figure, but we have so many Iron Man armors in the Marvel Legends line. So he was, down there on the list compared to everybody else in this wave. Yeah, so this one was, third from the wave that I was most excited about. But he is a dope ass figure, dude. I've messed with him for a few minutes already, and there's a lot of impressive things about this figure. Now the accessories is nothing wild. It's the same thing we always get with most of the Iron Man figures. We get a fist, we get an open repulsor blast hand, which is a bit different this time around. It's a little bit different than the other repulsor blast hands. It's not this flat open palmed hand. It actually has some character to it, some curled fingers, as you can see here. And then the fist as well. And then he obviously does come with 4 of these little blast effects that we've seen millions and million times before. This time around, they don't come with a little star shape that goes around the peg. It's just a flat little blast effects. And they're okay. I wish they would make some new of these blast effects. But this figure, man, I like him quite a bit. I really love that gold paint in the face shell. The red is also nice. It's molded in that maroonish, reddish plastic. I wish it was a metallic red, but the maroon works as well. Getting my light in just a little bit closer, a little bit brighter as well. He does look nice, man. No real complaints. Get the arc reactor right there. That is a nice yellow with some white to really look like it's glowing. And then the rest of the paint on the body, it's pretty inconsistent. So you get some gold right here on the biceps and then some maroon colors on the rest of the body. So the red, I would say the red is pretty consistent, but the gold is very inconsistent. So you get this really nice metallic gold on the face plates and on the biceps, but the rest is molded in a goldish plastic right there. As you can see, some of that marbling throughout the thighs, which marbling is not an issue for me, but I wish it was consistent with that gold color. Even on the torso right there, it's a gold plastic, not gold paint, so it doesn't match that gold to the faceplate and to the arms. It's not as metallic as it should be. Same thing with the side right here. On the back, same molded plastic. Even on the back of the arms, you get that gold paint, but you know, it was just a torso and legs that were molded in that yellow plastic. But overall, he's a huge, chunky Iron Man figure. And I think it's nicely done, man. The paint in the eyes looks really good. The black paint on the mouth looks really well. I love these little fins back here. Not sure what these are for. Maybe to help him fly, more aerodynamic. But yeah, man, pretty solid figure. Now, some cool things about this figure is the articulation setup. So his head is on a disc hinge. You can look all the way up, but his neck is actually a separate piece that connects to the body. So you get a great amount of range of motion from that head. He can look all the way down, and you get some amazing side to side. So really great range of motion there. You get a shoulder that goes all the way up, and that shoulder pad is on a ring that wraps around the peg, so it follows that. So it gets out the way when you're articulating. Or actually, is it? No, it's not on a ring. It's actually pegged into the shoulders. So, and is it removable? Yeah, it is removable. So if you want to remove that, you can do so, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, it follows the shoulder because it's pegged onto the shoulder. So that's really nice. You get upper bicep swivel, double pinless elbows that bend in a great amount for a big chunky armor. You get wrist rotation and hinging up and down. And then the best thing about this figure is that he has butterfly joints. I have not seen an Iron Man armor with butterfly joints. If I have, maybe I'm overthinking it and overlooking it. But dude, this is amazing. He gets a pretty decent amount of range from that butterfly joint. Get some back. Yeah, man, that's dope as fuck. I love that so much. You get a diaphragm. Ooh, did I break that? No, these are glued in, but I pushed on it and it kind of flexed. So be careful when you're messing around with the torso. You do get a diaphragm cut, which I love. I love diaphragm cuts. So on an Iron Man figure, man, very happy about that. One thing that I'm not happy about is the waist cut, though. That is very ugly and very, very noticeable. So like I've said before, I think that ab crunches are a thing of the past. Or not ab crunches. Yes, ab crunches and waist swivels. But waist swivels in particular, I think, are a thing of the past. But he does have a waist swivel. Very blocky. Don't like it. Should have been a lower ab crunch or a ball joint at the waist, which they could have snuck it into this little diaper armor piece right there. Don't know why they didn't, but unfortunately that's how it is. It does not have drop down hips. I don't know why Marvel Legends never went back to the drop down hips. They did it for a while and then they just stopped. So no drop down hips, but he can kick forward this much. He can kick out this much. Woo, that's pretty good right there. He has upper thigh cuts. It really should have been hidden right here amongst the boot, but I don't know why they did it like that. He has double, kind of have pinned, kind of have not pinned. He has pins at the lower leg, but not at the upper leg, so that's a bit weird. I think it's just the design of the figure. He has a little disc right there, and they kind of just hit that peg right there. So it doesn't really bother me, but it is what it is. He does have hinges at the foot that hinges as much forward, and a little flap right here, but it moves out the way. And then it hinges back, and he does have ankle pivot and pickles at the bottom of the feet. Now getting a quick look at Whiplash. He doesn't come with much accessories, but what he does come with, I think, is the bare necessities. He comes with a pair of fists, a pair of gripping hands, obviously, for that whip, and getting a look at the whip itself. It's done in this very nice translucent plastic that looks very, very nice. I like it. It looks like it's energized, and then the little handle is in a gold plastic. It does not have a wire, and it is not articulated, but it's a very soft plastic, and you can kind of get it to move the way you want it to. If you heat it up, I'm pretty sure you can get it to stay in a certain spot for a little bit. But I'm scared the more and more you bend this, the more it's going to start kind of not deteriorating, but it's going to get a little bit more fragile and eventually break. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. As you can see, it's already kind of going back to its normal shape. So it sucks that they didn't add a wire in there, a bendy wire. But it is what it is. We should be pretty used to now that the Marvel Legends team does not use bendy wires quite often. Now looking at the figure, he is pretty plain. Mostly the Vulcan body mode. There is some new things like the upper torso is newly sculpted because of the V shape on the chest. You get this very nice big cape. He comes with the same Green Goblin bag that we've seen over and over again. I think it is a bit undersized. It looks a little funny on him. I think it should be hanging a little bit lower. As you can see, it's kind of just snug up here, and kind of just, it doesn't dangle like a bag should. It's very small. This is a very small bag. It does not fit this character or this body size, but overall, it does look good, man. Getting a close-up look, you get a very nice half mask with a strap underneath the chin. I think the eyes are nicely done. They're, perfectly placed exactly where they're supposed to. Those lips look really nice. Whoa, pause. But those lips do look nice. I love this face printing technology. It's getting better and better. As the years go by, it's looking less and less pixelated. And I love that green hair, man. That's just crazy ass hair to have. Just a green ponytail sticking out of the back of your cow. Crazy villain look. You get the little clasp right there, the little collar. Looks nice. That is a separate piece that's glued into the chest. The cape, I think, is reused, but I cannot pinpoint who it's from. But it is a soft, pliable cape. It's not big, hard. It is hard, but not like really stiff where you won't be able to kind of like manipulate it and move it out the way. Again, this bag is from Green Goblin. It's just way too small, man. Way too small for this body. Pinless arms, as these are the Vulcan arms. And then you get the gloves, the pirate gloves. And then the rest of the body is pretty blank. It's just a black body. And then you get these big old pirate boots that have this big, huge lip on top. And yeah, man, not much to this character. Like I said, it's pretty simplistic. It does what it needs to do. I'm happy to have a Whiplash in the collection for once. Now, I still really want an MCU Whiplash, but this will do for now. For my desire to have a Whiplash in the collection. Obviously, it's nowhere near of the Whiplash we've seen in the MCU movies. That is way overdue, but I think it's a Mikey Rooker. Is that his name? Mikey Rooker that played Whiplash? I think it's a licensing issue with him not wanting to use his likeness. But this figure, man, is a dope figure to add to the comic Iron Man villain shelf. Now, getting a quick look at articulation. Like I said, most of this is the Vulcan body, so there is some changes though. You get a hinge at the neck. He can look up quite a bit, and if you move that ponytail out the way, without popping the head off, do that quite often. Popping the head back on. He can look up a pretty decent amount. He can look down, bury the chin actually. And again, the ponytail does rotate. As this came separate in the box, you had to plug that ponytail in. He does have shoulder joints, ball joints at the shoulder, but they're very, very stiff, especially this right side. I have to heat that up. Yeah, I'm not going to push that. Ball joint at the shoulder, bicep swivel, double pinless arms to bend in a great amount, but the cuff of the glove kind of gets in the way. He does not have butterfly joints. So that is a bit odd that they removed those butterfly joints. Not sure why they did that. No clue. Looking at the back. I think. Okay. Yeah, this cape is not like glued onto him or anything. So I don't know why they removed those butterfly joints. Odd option for removing those. But yeah, it is what it is. All the hands swivel up and down and hinge up and down. He does have an ab crunch that goes this much forward, a little bit back, waist swivel, upper thigh cuts. He can kick this much forward, this much to the side, so not much. Double pinless knees, cannot kick his own ass, nowhere near it. Nope, boot cut, which that's actually he does have a boot cut. I lied. So you do get a boot cut right there. He does have a foot that hinges this much forward, that much back, ankle pivot, and a pickle at the bottom of his foot. And oh man, this figure right here, bro. This is a dope ass figure. I've been wanting a good She-Hulk figure for so goddamn long, and we finally got it. This is a really solid figure overall. A lot bigger in hand than I initially thought. You know, she did look big in promo images and those initial like not reviews, but like I know in Parallel Universe was at some, I think it was Designer Con or something, and he was holding it in hand. And he did like a quick review of it, and it looked big. But once you get it in hand, this is a huge ass figure, dude. It has some heft to it. It's big. It's solid, and man, the colors are just so much more vibrant in person. This figure does, and any picture does not do this figure justice until you have it in hand. Once you have it in hand, you'll know what I'm talking about. Accessory wise, she only does come with a pair of open gripping hands and a pair of fists. And then she comes with this machine gun right here that's kind of broken in half, like she bent it in half and broke it. This is pretty dope. It's not bad accessory. Just not the first thing I would think of when I think of She-Hulk. Second head sculpt would have been nice, but you know, that will do. The head that she already comes with is beautiful. Getting a quick look at the figure. I mean, beautiful. Beautiful head sculpt, man. That's like an iconic She-Hulk head sculpt. The hair is huge. It is black and it has these really nice, vibrant green highlights throughout it. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but yeah, man, it looks really, really nice. Really brings out all that sculpted detail, and the green is a different shade of green from the actual body, so it doesn't kind of just blend in and get lost or washed out. Again, the head sculpt looks really beautiful. She does have green lipstick. That looks really nice. The photoreal tech is really nicely applied. Again, I say this quite often, but the more and more Hasbro does the face printing technology, the less grainy it looks, pixelated. I actually don't see like any pixelation in that head sculpt. Moving down to the torso, it is painted on there. It's not sculpted or anything. It's just painted in a nice purple paint, but there's no sloppiness. The lines don't bleed out. They're not faint. They're not kind of like poorly done. It's a solid paint job and work. The belt is also painted white, and there's no sloppiness, no fuzziness around the border or anything. The armbands are painted as well, so that is nice. Moving down to the legs, white paint right there as well, and it's pretty solid. There's no green seeping through or anything. I do have a little bit of a gap right there on the back of the thigh. I think I just need to heat it up and kind of push it more. As you can see, I already pushed it and it kind of already went away, but I'm going to heat it up just to get that as snug as I can. And then the purple boots are painted as well, and they're nicely done. So yeah, man, a very solid figure. It's not much to it, but it's a classic She-Hulk, and that's all I can really ask for. That's all I really wanted. Now, obviously, for articulation, the head's going to be very limited because of that huge, chunky hair in the back, and that is very hard plastic. As you can hear, that is not going to flex whatsoever. So up, nothing. Down, you get a little bit, and I think that is a dumbbell joint in there, no hinge. So she can look down a little bit, not too bad. You get a little bit of wobbling, no side to side. She does have ball joints at the shoulders that move all the way up. Bicep swivel, double pinless arms that bend in an amazing amount. She does have rotation at the wrist, hinge up and down. No butterfly joints. It would have been nice to have some butterfly joints in there. I think the torso is big enough that they could have fit some butterfly joints in there. She does have a diaphragm cut that pivots a lot to the sides, so that is nice. A little bit forward, a little bit back. I think that forward could have been a lot better. I might go in there and Dremel some of that plastic out to get some more forward. But as is, it's still pretty good, man. It's not bad at all. No drop down hips. She does have a rotation at the thigh. Double pinless knees that bend in about way past 90, but not to her ass. She can kick out all the way to the side, bro. That is great hip articulation right there. This much forward, that much back. She does have boot rotation. Hinges at the feet that hinges this much forward, that much back. And she does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of the feet. Now going to quick look at some size comparisons. Here we have She-Hulk, Whiplash, and Iron Man next to Giant Man and the Wasp, the Mayfex Iron Man, and the Marvel Legends Retro Card 20th Anniversary Captain America. The Marvel Legends Retro Carded Hulk, and as you can see, the green on She-Hulk is a lot more vibrant than this Hulk, but I think it works. They don't need to be the same shade of green. But yeah, man, I really do like the size differences between these two. Here they are next to some members of the Fantastic Four team, Mr. Fantastic and The Thing. Before I do end this review, I wanted to talk about my Whiplash figure. Once I was actually messing around with him and posing him around, I was trying to get a good picture for my thumbnail. I noticed a huge defect in this figure, man, a wild one. His torso's backwards, so that's his chest. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can get my lighter close in. That's his chest right there, and that's his back. His his abs are in the back, bro. Like, the only way to fix this is to crack that torso. I don't think there's any way to fix it, actually. So his lower abdomen is reversed. Yo, that is crazy. So you can see, that's his chest, and then his back right there. And then his abs are on his back. Yo, what the... That's crazy, man. Yeah, bro. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Bro, that's wild, bro. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go back to my Target tomorrow. To a different Target to try to see if I can get a replacement. Yo, that's wild. Yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like that, man. I've seen, like, arms be put on backwards. I've seen, 2 left feet. But never a lower torso put on backwards. So that's crazy. Yeah, man, that's wild. And there you have it, a pretty solid release by the Marvel Legends team. Now, I did not pick up the whole wave. I wish I could have. But with the amount of stuff coming out lately, it's just too much to keep up. So you got to pick and choose. And yeah, again, the ones that I did pick up were pretty solid. Now, it is pretty unfortunate that Whiplash was defective. That torso being backwards just is so odd to me, man. That's a wild thing. I've never had something happen to me like that. I've had like 2 left feet, 2 right feet, backwards biceps, but never a full-on lower torso being on backwards. So that's pretty wild. But overall, still pretty solid offering from these 3 figures. I know that I said that I was going in order from my least to favorite the way I reviewed them. But once I started messing around with them, man, that Iron Man shot up fairly quickly. And not just because my Whiplash was defective. That's just a dope-ass Iron Man figure. It's one of the best Iron Man figures that the Marvel Legends team has done. The butterfly joints really, really make that figure badass. So I wish that Whiplash would have butterfly joints. I think he would have greatly benefited, especially when he's doing whipping actions with his whip. I think he would have really, really benefited from having butterfly joints, as well as Jennifer. I think Jennifer could have had some butterfly joints to really help her get in those backwards swinging punching poses. But as is, it's still a solid figure. And yeah, man, my favorite to least favorite is Jennifer, Iron Man, and then Whiplash. So very solid offering. Again, even though it's defective, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go and return it tomorrow. It's still a very solid offering from these 3 figures, man. If you're an Iron Man fan, definitely go pick this wave up. I know it's going to sell quick, man. I know once these figures are gone, they're gone. Some faster than others, like the She-Hulk, that Mark 20, Whiplash. I think those are going to be the top 3 that they're going to sell out, and they're going to be pretty hard to find. I do really want that Mark 1 Iron Man. That's just a classic suit. And I think that's what he wears in the first Avengers comic. So I want to pick that up just because of the classicness of that suit. And then I do want to pick up that big boot Iron Man. I can't remember what mark it is, but the one with the big boots that looks like Mega Man. He looks dope. And then Count Nefario, I think is his name. I'm not too familiar with that character, so he's low on my list. But if I do find him later on clearance, actually, I forgot to mention these figures are on clearance. They're ringing up at $17 right now at Target. So go pick them up while that sale's still going on. Yeah, $17 for these figures, man. You cannot beat that price. So go pick them up ASAP. But yeah, solid offering, man. That's all I got to say. Enough of me rambling on. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links to all those are in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.